Welcome in, welcome in. Sorry, as you guys know, I have to do my stuff. So my hashtags. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm on a little bit late today, guys. As you guys know, my kids have been sick the past few days, so they've been home from school. And it's negative 20 something degrees out, so I made quick breakfast for everybody. And now it's time to get to work. So I hope everybody's having a good day. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. We'll do 10 super chats for the goal, 2 hours, all colors. By the way, if you guys want to super chat, YouTube does take a brutal 30%. So I'm going to put my Ko-Fi in the chat where you can go and it only takes like what, 5%? And then it goes right to my PayPal. So I'll pin that as well. Let some people get in here. A lot of stuff going on. Let's see. We'll just do this. Let's see if this works. Should turn monetization on too. Sorry guys, I'm taking a minute. Yeah, that's it. Remember why I talked to you about snacking all day, all the time, all day. Got to be healthy. Okay, finally found a thing for my mouse, so it's easier for me to pull windows up. Stay out of camera. Step over here and I'll open it for you. Honey, quit being extra and just let's get it done. Hold it with both hands, bring it out to the table out there, and do not drop it, please. But how's it going, Rayanne? We're almost to 10K, man. Crazy how we're almost there. You too, Miss Hanson. I hope you're having a good day. But yeah, so every day I have the goal set. So every day we have our goal of $100 we want to reach. YouTube does take a brutal 30%. So on top of that 30% that they take, I also have to pay 30%, around 30% in taxes, which I don't know. A lot of people are apparently going on a tax strike. So yeah, don't know how that's working, but maybe I'll join. I don't know if I want to start with the Candace Owen situation or Nick Shirley or Vitali, who also got out. I'm not gonna be on long today, as you guys know. My kids are home sick. I just wanted to get on so I can get a live in, stuff like that. I do want to try and go live at night, but I'm gonna figure that out in some other ways here. So yeah, we're gonna go over some stuff. A lot of crazy things been going on in the spaces. As you guys notice, I've been kind of trying to stay away from, you know, the Candace stuff because it's just been getting repetitive and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But Vitaly recently got released from the Philippines prison. It was said that he was supposed to be deported to Russia, but I don't think that happened because he's obviously in America. So that's interesting. Apparently, from the title of one of Candace's streams, seems like she might be getting a cease and desist as well from TPUSA. And from Candace's claims, TPUSA is apparently firing people as well. A lot of people. And Nick Shirley testified in front of Congress. So we got a lot of things that we got to cover, and I want to get through them quickly today. I think the whole thing with, yeah, the whole Andrew Tate going to like throwing Sneeko under the bus I talked about the other day. I just think that that's just completely crazy and ridiculous. I mean, holy crap, dude. Good morning, Skippy. Yeah, it's negative 24 degrees here. Oh man, I seen a thing for my on my feed. It's called a dot band or something like that, to where I can wear it on my wrist. And if I want to give people my business information, they can just put their phone next to it and all my information pops up. That's pretty freaking cool. I think I'm going to buy one because it would be cool to have my LLC, or not my LLC, my business information on there. Especially when we start moving snow for people and doing lawn care and all this other fun stuff. But yeah, so she's rough outside this morning. It is what it is. My kid's freaking out there. Yeah. So, anyways, a great lawyer 'cause she was born in Kansas. Yeah, I feel like a lot of these people who are acting a certain way need to be deported to their origin country, right? But I suppose I don't know what to go over first. We'll just fucking figure it out. The house has been sick. Are they? You'll be okay. Yep, You got 2 feet and a heartbeat. Good job. All right, so we can go from. We'll start on the Vitaly thing, and then Nick Shirley, and then we'll go. There was one thing that I wanted to see that. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. All right. Yeah, I don't know what's up with my algorithm on the computer lately. Must have pissed off YouTube. Anyway, you're good. We're gonna be on here for probably about an hour or two. But let's get into the Vitaly situation. So we're not. Oh, we must not have this on yet. Oh, we do have it on. I don't know why it's not working. Is she working or what? Well, why is it not showing what the fuck's going on here? I swear, every day it's something new. Every fucking day with this damn app, bro. Every day. There we go. Hopefully that works. I don't fucking know. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know what's going on with the situations here, but apparently we are shadow banned or something. I don't know. We're just gonna have to keep trucking through and you know push through it, right? So anyway, I hope everybody has a good day and is having a good day. God bless you guys. Thank you for being here today, like you always are, and supporting your boy. And yeah, we'll start with the Vitaly situation and see where he's at. I know that he was on a couple streams, but we're not gonna go watch every single one of them. I don't even think I'm gonna watch this guy's whole fucking video. I mean, I prefer to kind of just okay, yeah, we can watch this here. See what he has to say about his little prison experience. So as you guys know, Vitaly was locked up in prison in the Philippines because he was messing around. He ended up messing around and finding out. So he was locked up for like 9 months when he could have been in there for decades. And so yeah, we're gonna see what his experience was like. We're gonna listen to him, and then we'll go over a little bit of the whole TPUSA firing staff, things of that nature, and streamers turning on each other. Apparently, I mean, I think Sneeko, Aiden, who else was the other guy? Nick. You know, all these big streamers. You know, should have never had Andrew Tate on because he just turned around and acted like a snake, and he's acting like people are gonna still follow his lead. When bro, like I just don't feel like anyone's gonna follow his lead. A lot of people didn't before. A lot more people aren't now, right?
See, the man of power. Welcome home, baby. Go.
What's good, chat? What's good, chat? Yo, what happened to your other room? What's up with this?
It's my old room. I don't think we ever met yet.
I don't know what the fuck I'm right
Did we meet? Hold on, my bad. Let me put this thing over here.
The rent got expensive?
Yeah, it got pretty expensive. Okay, so Vitaly is back. Vitaly, listen, bro. I told you off stream. I'm gonna say it again. I'm making it very, very clear to everybody. I will do whatever it takes to get you a deal of some sort, so we can get back on your feet and you can figure out what the you want to do. Because I know what it's like to be put in a position like that where everyone's going against you. And yeah, you might have made some. Whatever, bro. We all make mistakes, bro. And I feel like you're a pure person. You've been in this game for a long time, and I gotta give my flowers to you. So we're gonna find a way to get you some bread, bro. We gotta get you back and up and running. Streaming, YouTube, whatever the you want to do, bro. So whatever it takes from my side, I got you. But tell me, bro, about that experience, bro.
I'm not gonna talk too much about it.
Yeah, I don't want to get you in trouble.
No, not in trouble.
I gotta shave you.
I had a phone the whole time. I had a phone the whole time in jail. I vlogged the whole experience, and I'm gonna expose the corruption.
Oh wow.
Everything.
Wait, did you keister? Did you keister it?
Keister it?
They get phones in prison by putting a phone up your butthole.
No, like that.
No,
No, it's corruption, but you pay the guard, you're good to go, and yeah.
How'd you get a phone?
How did I get a phone? I just got a bro. You can do anything. But money talks in Philippines, but
Okay. Wait, an iPhone or Samsung?
No, a Chinese Hanoi or something. It's a Chinese shit. No, but I got served 6 months. I can tell you, I got served 6 months and then 4 months to deportation.
Yeah.
And there's people there. I'm gonna talk about it later, but there's people there that overstay their visas for like 30 days, but they've been in detention for 10 years because they're not fortunate enough to get a lawyer.
Did you think it was over for you at one point?
Or did you 24 years? I kind of laughed. I'm like, yeah, right. But the more I spent there, it was crazy. First 3 months, bro, I was in isolation.
Solitary.
A cage room, 35 degrees Celsius, no ventilation, rats, cockroaches, and just sweating tits all day. Just shower after shower, buckets. That's all, bro. Been wiping my shit with my hand, no toilet paper.
Huh?
It's a new thing, bro. I'm gonna save some money on toilet paper now.
Bro, I'm so sorry. So what's 35 Celsius?
Chow, you know, 35 Celsius. What is that? Like
what is 35 Celsius? 95 degrees.
Every single day, dry season, baby. A hot Filipino, bro. I was screaming like this. Can I have some water? My arm out of the cage. Guards sometimes like, nah, you're good. Like this. I had to faint, pretend I passed out to get some water.
Did you have any crazy incidents in there? Like,
yeah. If Tate fought or if Tate bet against himself in that fight, I wouldn't be surprised. Because one thing I was thinking too is that like, what if Tate just threw the fight and ended up losing? Which I don't see why he would do that because, you know, he is who he is. But it's like just to like promote Chase because he's now CEO of Misfits. So it'd be like kind of like a business strategy. I don't know, but you never know. There's just so much stupid stuff that goes on within these, you know, situations that, you know.
No, crazy. Chinese were crazy. Chinese are, dude, that was crazy. They were just fighting, beating each other up.
What exactly did you do?
I got charged with 3 charges of disturbing the peace. 1 theft for the fan. They charged me with that, walking the fan.
What did you do?
I took an industrial fan from the restaurant and I walked it 15 feet away from the restaurant.
Again, you made a mistake. Look, I'll be real.
But bro, they charged me with disturbing the peace.
Fine.
Ready? It's for each count. It's 30 days, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? It wasn't enough for them. You know what they hit me after with?
What?
Cybercrime because I filmed it 6 months.
Well, why did you do that? Be honest, you regret it, right?
Absolutely not, because it's an experience. I spent 10 months in jail. I am who I am. I read so many business books. I got so much smarter. But I don't want to talk about what I did in Philippines.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know what I did in Philippines before. Have you seen what I did? I was on a world tour helping people.
I didn't see that. I only saw the clips where you were people in the kitchen.
No, I was gambling. I was giving people money back, losing or winning. I was going through the hood. I was going through like the tribes. I was giving it, but of course, bad always overturns the.
Whatever though, bro.
Yeah, just because you're there giving money, bro, don't think that you can go there and like completely be a dickhead and it just erases what you're doing. I mean, come on, bro.
Whatever. All I'm saying is, whatever. You did time. I feel like it was way too harsh. You know, I helped the kid out. My chat will know what it is. I helped out a kid, chat. What's his name, bro? This TikToker who was getting in trouble for doing like public. I helped him out. I got him lawyers.
I saw that in jail too, right?
Really?
Yeah. I was like, Aiden's helping them, but not me. All right.
Nah.
24 years, you're like, that guy, he's never getting out.
Damn. No, yeah, that's him, Heston.
No, but
wait. Tell me this. What were you seeing in jail? You were watching my streams?
I was watching you and Trainwrecks, bro. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Train, bro. 10-hour streams, bro. I was like, I can't wait to get out of here, hit Kino.
Oh my god.
Chat. Yeah.
Well, the first thing I'll tell you, let's get you a good manager. Or someone you trust. I really love Shine. He's good people. Shine's great. Jordan's even good too. But
I know these guys will go way back in LA.
The thing is, bro, I just feel bad because I know you, and when I saw that, I'm like, whatever. You're not a bad person, bro. You're not a bad.
10 months is crazy. I got lucky that I'm out. There's people there for 10 years for overstaying their visas, like a month, a year, 10 years in prison for overstaying a visa.
Yeah.
Make that make sense.
Yeah. Can we shut this up over here?
We're gonna kick it off. At what point do you want Adam Jason? A little bit?
I want Lena right now. Bring her over.
What do you want to do?
Okay, so wait, Adam and Jason.
Oh, okay, so I get what's happening. So they're doing this little stream right here on the side of, because Adam 22 and Jason Love, if you guys don't know who they are, a lot of my people, I'm sure they don't, but Adam 22, the No Jumper podcast owner, versus Jason Love, the guy who he piped down his wife. They're having a boxing match with Aiden Ross's Brand Risk event, and so he has a big ass warehouse, so I'm sure they're just up in this big ass area over here, and there's a big gathering going on in the warehouse over there. So
Jason and Lana want to come in here. Yeah. Can Vitaly come back?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to kick him out.
So you
Well,
can
what
stay.
the fuck?
Okay, have him stay.
Do you want,
Yeah.
Wait, do you want everyone in together?
Should I take off my now?
Adam, Jason,
Bro, you got a
Miguel.
bed right
No,
here.
yeah, just-
Lena, come to daddy.
Just bring in Adam, Jason, and
Lena can sit
and
next to
Adam,
me.
Jason,
Oh, hello. You guys have a seat.
Lena, come
Hi.
here.
I knew you were
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Adam 22 is gonna get whooped, bro.
Come next to daddy.
I knew you were gonna ask that question
Oh
too.
my God, what is this?
Don't sit next to
I
him.
got Viagra.
Here, you sit Adam on the lap. Jason, you sit on the black chair.
Where am I supposed to sit?
Sit on Adam's lap.
Don't sit next to him. This guy's a
Because
pervert.
where am I gonna go?
He's got all that Philippines tongue story.
Holy chat, what is this?
Sure.
Thank you.
Lena, how are you?
I'm doing great.
He just got in a Russian, Chinese jail. Korean jail.
Philippines.
Philip, so racist, bro.
Yeah.
Me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, yeah. The fight, guys, I'm very excited. I didn't really get to talk to you guys behind like closed doors, but thank you guys for doing this.
I'm excited, man.
Why do you keep looking at me and smiling like that?
I just always smile. I'm just a happy person.
Gotcha. I wanted to, because you guys are all porn stars in here. As porn stars, do you guys have like?
Him too?
Yeah, he's a porn star. Bang Boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did. I'll show you his video.
Like ancient memory. Yeah, I kind of remember that. Yeah.
So my question is, a porn star, do you guys get?
No one cares about this shit. I just want to hear about.
Kaylin Walker tipped $1. Would Jason
I just want to hear about Vitali's release, bro. Something about him being released that's interesting, you know, maybe. We can watch this.
Bureau of Immigration is nag-issue na po ng deportation order against Vitaly Zdorovetsky, ang Board of Commissioners. Nakalagay po doon sa ating deportation order na ang pag-deport sa kanya ay subject.
Dude, not gonna lie, Vitaly in there for the amount of time he was in there, everybody thought he was gonna lose his weight because people think he's on roids or whatever. Which he probably was, you know, he's on a lot of things, but he still looks pretty jacked. Not gonna lie.
To clearances ng NBI at saka yung courts kung saan siya nagkaroon ng kaso. Yung mga kaso.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with yet another episode. Welcome back to the channel. And this one is going to be insane as usual, man. Now, without wasting any time, we just got some very huge breaking news, which I don't think any other channel is covering right now because it just came through as breaking news. Not long ago, we covered that piece of shit little bitch YouTuber Vitaly Zdorovetsky and talked about how this moron went to the Philippines and caused all kinds of chaos for innocent folks just trying to live their lives. This dude has zero respect for personal space, zero respect for other cultures, and honestly just acts like a complete degenerate wherever he goes. We also talked about how this loser ended up rotting in a Filipino jail and how, in my opinion, he fully deserved every bit of that experience. But now, after almost a year, we've got huge breaking news. According to multiple relevant sources online, and after looking into it myself, it looks like Vitaly may have finally caught the break he's been waiting for. Reports suggest that he is set to be deported back to his home country, Russia. Now, according to multiple articles online, most notably from the Philstar website, it reads, the Bureau of Immigration confirmed on Thursday, January 15th, that the Taguig City Regional Trial Court has resolved the criminal cases against Russian vlogger Vitaly Zdorovetsky, who has already served his penalty and may be deported in the coming weeks. Speaking at a press conference, Immigration Legal Division Chief Arvin Cesar Santos said the agency is already coordinating with Russian authorities for Zdorovetsky's deportation. It then goes on to say, the Board of Commissioners has already issued a deportation order against Vitaly Zdorovetsky. The order states that his deportation is subject to clearances from the NBI and from the courts where his cases were filed. And finally, the article adds, Interior Secretary John Vic Ramula explained that while the vlogger resides in the United States as a green card holder, his deportation will be processed based on the passport of origin rather than the country of residence. I mean, that alone tells you how dumb this dude actually is, and honestly, I'm very skeptical that this guy has changed at all. We all know what this idiot is known for. I highly doubt there's been any real growth or reflection here. The first thing I noticed when I saw this clip of him, which I'm about to play in a second, is that he doesn't look remorseful at all. For a guy claiming he found God, he looks proud, cocky, no shame, no guilt, no accountability, just the same old Vitaly energy like nothing ever happened. I also want to hear what you guys think in the comments. Do you think this man is actually a changed man? Let me know down there. Now, before I play the video, I want you guys to smash that like button because a lot of research actually goes into these videos, and I really appreciate the support.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. This is everything we've already seen, bro. It is what it is, dog. So well, I guess Vitaly was released. Nothing interesting has came from it yet. I'm not gonna keep fucking wasting my time on that bullshit. So let's get into Nick Shirley testifying about the fraud in front of Congress. This is shout out Nick Shirley's channel. I'm just gonna go like this so we can have his handle right here and stuff.
Testifying in front of Congress. How this works is I will be testifying right here. Each person will have 5 minutes to testify. And then up here you have all of the congressmen and congresswomen. They also will have their time as well. And I'm going to be talking about the widespread fraud that's been happening inside of the United States and in Minnesota. As you guys all saw, I exposed the open and blatant fraud that's taking place inside of Minnesota. And so therefore I'm here to testify about that. And what will happen is each one of these congressmen will have then 5 minutes to go and ask me questions. And there'll be a clock on one of these screens, and for 5 minutes I have to answer all questions that are directed to me. It's almost like a shot clock in a basketball game where you have to go until the timer runs out. And really quick, the quality leering hoodies are live on the website, Shirley Defense. You can go ahead and get it in the link in the description or in the pinned comment down below. And now let's testify in front of Congress.
Mr. Shirley, you're recognized for your opening statement.
Awesome. I'm here today to speak on behalf of all hardworking, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens here inside of the United States.
Yeah, I'm feeling better. I was really feeling like crap the other day, but my kids got it quick. Now they're both temped up and sick, so I just kept them home today and yesterday, and now it's the weekend. So hopefully they have a good amount of time to recover. And yeah, it's just hard to get around streaming, you know, because even if I have people here that will help me watch them, it still doesn't help. So I mean, it is what it is, you know. But it doesn't matter. That's a part of having kids, you know. So, you know, but it's just about when I can get to it, how I get to it. And for some reason, our numbers have just been down. I have no idea why. I wish YouTube would tell me. Can YouTube tell me why my numbers are down?
United States.
Every day, it's usually a party in here. Lately, it's been like we're shadow banned. I'd really like to know why. Excuse me.
I've helped bring to light widespread fraud that's happening inside our nation, and we the people have had enough of our hard-earned money going towards fraudsters as if it's no big deal. As I speak here, I want to ask everyone a question. How much do we trust when we pay our taxes it's going to benefit our nation? People erupted during the Boston Tea Party over just a few percentages as they believed they were being taxed without representation. Nowadays, we have the representation, but do we trust our representatives? My name is Nick Shirley, and I made a 41-minute video that I posted on platforms like X and YouTube. My video received over 100 million views, and it created instant change within our government. As the federal government launched investigations and departments such as Health and Human Services froze over $185 million in child care funding until businesses can prove they are legitimate businesses. I actually became aware of the fraud that was happening in Minnesota in June of 2025 as I was there for a separate video, and Minnesotans started reaching out to me asking me if I was making a video on the fraud. I said, well, what fraud? And this lady she was a real estate agent, and she says, well, I'm having a hard time selling my properties because people are curious about these assisted livings that are popping up next door to some of the houses that we're buying, or the home health care clinics that are popping up, and we don't know who's next to these houses that we're trying to sell. And I said, well, I'm not going to come and make a video if I don't have any proof. So therefore, I left Minnesota, and I continued to look for fraud in the best way I could. And as I was getting my own information, a man by the name of David reached out to me, and he said, hey, I have been investigating this fraud for years now. I have been driving by these child care centers. I've never seen a single child, and I have received the information from the state of Minnesota as to how much money these places are receiving. I said, great, let me come to Minnesota and we'll make this video about potential fraud that was taking place inside of Minnesota. We go to a daycare, and I'm instantly surprised by what we see. We arrived and it was an industrialized
Thank
building,
you.
and there was 2 daycares registered at that building. And the first thing I noticed is all the windows are blacked out, and there's no footprints in the snow of any children. There's no playgrounds or anything that would make it look like it's a child care. But above me, a sign read, open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. But there was nobody there. The doorbell did not even work. And then we continued to go to other daycares, and we noticed the same pattern. No children, blacked out windows, and one daycare, a learning center, spelled Quality Learning Center instead of Quality Learning Center. They had received $1.9 million, yet with that $1.9 million, they could not even spell leering right on their sign.
Learning, you mean?
Governor Walz has said he's been fighting fraud in Minnesota since 2019 and said the buck stops with him. However, how long would it take for you to notice $1 million leaving your bank account and not knowing where it's going? That's essentially what had been happening in Minnesota for years, as billions of dollars had been misplaced. And meanwhile, while people like Governor Tim Walz call people like me a white supremacist, delusional conspiracy theorist, he actually decided to drop out of re-election because I believe of how deep and extensive this fraud is. Thank you very much. Since my reporting, the HHS department froze over $185 million, and to this day, not a single business has been able to prove proof of legitimacy. How fast would you be proving that you are a legitimate business if you have children to actually feed and to take care of? You'd be sending in that paperwork instantly. I made this video to document the widespread fraud that has been taking place, as I truly believe all fraud is bad, and people like me, my generation, we're sick of seeing tax dollars go towards fraud. We just want to have the same opportunities that our fathers.
Yeah, I just think we're sick of seeing tax dollars go towards everything that it shouldn't be going towards. Let alone having high taxes and seeing all the money just be fucked off.
Our grandparents had, and when you see people making millions of dollars by committing fraud, it upsets everybody from all age demographics. And so I hope today we can have a good conversation, and I think we can all agree that fraud is bad, and that fraud is fraud, and I wish the best for our country, and I think that's what needs to be happening, is to crack down on all forms of fraud. So thank you for having me, and God bless the USA.
Mr. Shirley, now I guess investigative journalists are known as right-wing social media influencers. So can you confirm how many daycare centers you personally visited in Minnesota during your investigation?
During that first video, we went to around 7.
How did you select those facilities? I know you said earlier footprints in the snow, but how was it that you identified those facilities to go to initially?
So the man David in the video, he had the daycares with the CCAP funding, and we just simply drove around Minnesota and around Minneapolis area.
Took a lot of courage to do that, I would imagine. Probably more so now than what it was when you initially did it. 100 million views, you said.
Yes, over 140 million views on X alone.
So what was Mr. David's background? How did you connect with him, and how did he call you, or did you reach out?
He simply is just a man in Minnesota who has a passion for his city, and he's been seeing fraud take place for years. And out of all the thousands of messages I get on Instagram and other platforms, I just happened to read his, and he provided me the information, so I gave him a phone call.
And then from there, just went to those different facilities. What was probably the most interesting thing as you were doing this? I think I saw the video. We watched it, and it looked like it was a number of facilities like in the same building.
Yes. So in one building, there was, I believe, 3 daycares, and there was no children. And they were all receiving CCAP funding for separate daycares. There was one daycare we went to that one day it was closed by the government, and then that same day it was reopened underneath another name. And they both received CCAP funding.
So how many daycares are there in Minneapolis we think are fraudulent right now, Mr. Shirley? Any idea? Are the amount of money total? You get any idea on that?
Well, they've frozen over $185 million, and not a single business has been able to prove that they're a legitimate business yet.
It's 185 million for sure that we know.
Mr. Shirley, thank you for...
So that's crazy. Not one single business has been able to prove that they're legitimate. Not one of these people has been able to at least one day out of the week take pictures of their building with a bunch of kids in them. Or the fact that some addresses have multiple different businesses linked to them.
For your testimony today and the work that you've done. Americans hear these numbers of the fraud that we have, and whether it's 10,000 or 10 million or 10 billion, sometimes the numbers, you almost become desensitized to it. And so the way that your video was able to show people the fraud sort of in real life actually happening, I think opened a lot of eyes and has helped to catalyze a level of scrutiny that we really should have had before. So you mentioned in your testimony that you think that what you discovered in Minnesota, that this is not isolated to that state, but likely exists in other parts of the country as well, correct?
Correct.
What makes you think that?
Well, now you're seeing, since I've posted that video, lots of other people have started to go to other locations, for instance, in Ohio or in Maine or in California. They're also seeing the similar fraud take place in other daycares, for instance, in a lot of other locations.
Yeah, I have a particular interest in California, being from that state, and we know that there's been a lot of fraud. There was $32.6 billion that's been confirmed in unemployment insurance fraud. There's 1.2 million fraudulent community college applications. Have you gotten any sense, or have you seen any signs there that sort of are similar to what aroused your suspicions in Minnesota?
Yeah, and fraud in California might be worse than the fraud in Minnesota.
What makes you say that?
Well, $24 billion went missing for homelessness. They've been trying to build this train for years, yet there's hardly anything to prove for that. Fires.
Yeah, those are good points. So you look at let's run through a couple of those. Because I mentioned the areas where we have confirmed fraud, but then you also have these areas where you have so much spending, and then we look at what results from that spending, and there's nothing. So $24 billion in homelessness, and yet the homeless population went up, and a state audit found that they couldn't even figure out where the money went or what the outcomes linked to that spending were. Is that something that is kind of a red flag for you?
Allegedly Gavin Newsom's pockets.
Yeah, it's a major red flag, and you don't even have to be smart to be able to know that that's a red flag.
Well, unfortunately, our state legislators haven't managed to figure that out, or at least the governor hasn't. So what are you saying about him?
They're not smart. No, but yeah, I mean, it's so obvious, and that's what we saw in Minnesota is how complicit the government has been in enabling this fraud to happen. Quality Learning Center had over 90 violations, yet they continue to give that daycare $1.9 million.
Yeah, that's a great point. That there's the political accountability just hasn't been there, and that's what enables it to continue. So then you mentioned the high-speed rail as well. So there has been about $18 billion spent so far. No track has been laid, and not a single passenger has ridden the train. So when you spend $18 billion on a train and there's no train, does that raise suspicions for you?
Yes.
So you think that might be something worth looking at?
For sure.
We also had a $650 million 911 service that they scrapped after 6 years, so absolutely no value from it. Maybe that's another example where there might at least be questions.
I think you got a lot in California.
All right, well, we'll look forward to seeing what you find. We're certainly trying to use whatever tools we have here to bring more accountability in California as well.
Mr. Shirley, have you seen any evidence, you said twice today, that $185 million of recipients, not one of them has been able to demonstrate that they are a legitimate business?
No, in fact, they're actually actively suing the HHS to prevent handing over any information.
Right, so they don't even want to give the information that would be required of an audit, that would be required from a separate independent investigation. They want a court to intervene and enjoin and prevent them from having to respond to this kind of investigation. Is that correct, Mr. Shirley?
That is correct.
Thank you all. Appreciate it. We are adjourned.
So we just finished up the hearing, and honestly, I'm a little
And apparently no Democratic people or representatives came to this. Only two.
Hardened by how it went, because you had the Democrats on this side, you only had one man show up. While these people are congressmen of the United States, they're actively getting paid for a hearing, and they actually don't even show up. Just the fact that these people over here are getting paid, but they don't even show up to the hearings. What are we paying them for? That's when I mentioned in my testimony, we have these representatives, but are they actually representing us? So, very interesting hearing today. And remember, Quality Learning hoodies are available on the site, shirleydefense.com. You can go to the link in the description or in the pinned comment down below. And I hope you guys all enjoyed my testimony and what I testified about today. The fraud is fraud, and we're going to continue to expose it. Thank you all very much for watching.
Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button on this channel as well. We're on the road to 10,000 subs, man. Double tap that screen. Let's try and get the likes up. I appreciate everybody for being here today. If you want to go a step further, I do have a 10 super chat goal of any color super chat, 10 super chats of any color. YouTube does take a brutal 30%, so you can go to the pinned comment in the chat and www.ko-fi.com/see-me-now and donate through there as well. He also went to Greenland, so I wanted to go over that video. He hit up Greenland. Where's that? I seen it. Was he live or was he? So he has 2 channels. Okay.
Today I am here in Nuuk, Greenland. I will be asking the...
I will be right back.
The Greenlanders here, how they feel about potentially becoming part of the United States. Donald Trump recently has been very persistent about the idea of making Greenland part of the United States, saying that the United States needs Greenland for national security purposes. Currently, Greenland is an autonomous territory of the Denmark Kingdom. However, most recently, the Prime Minister of Greenland has said that he wants to seek independence from Denmark, making this situation even more interesting. Greenland has key trading routes in the Arctic Circle for countries like Russia, China, Canada, the United States, making Greenland a pivotal spot in the talks of geopolitics. And this is not the first time the United States has tried to buy or acquire Greenland. In 1946, after World War II, the president at the time tried to buy Greenland for $100 million. Now let's go to
$100 million for Greenland? That'd be crazy.
talk to the people here in Greenland. How do you guys feel about becoming part of the United States?
It's good.
Would you rather be a part of the United States or Denmark?
United States.
And you? United States or Denmark?
United States.
What makes you guys excited about potentially becoming a part of the United States?
McDonald's.
McDonald's is crazy, bro.
McDonald's. We want fast food.
Is Greenland for sale?
No, we don't want McDonald's here. He will take all our resources from our nature and just use it for money.
Greenland is only for Greenland.
But you guys are...
Well, it's either the U.S. takes your resources or someone else does.
Controlled by Denmark.
In some part.
Good or bad idea for Greenland to become a part of the United States?
USA and Greenland, I think it's okay. It's good.
Is Greenland for sale?
No, definitely not. And it will never be.
What if Donald Trump does buy Greenland somehow, some way?
He won't. Greenland is for the Greenlanders. And we don't want to be twice colonized.
And remember these two girls, as we will talk to them later in this video about how China has made their own attempts to gain territory inside of Greenland.
Do you think Donald Trump will buy Greenland?
No, we are not for sale, but understand him fully that he's protecting our right to self-determination. And he said he will tariff Denmark if they don't respect it. So that's very good for Greenland. Denmark threatens us with taking away our right to health and education.
Really? So you wouldn't be that mad if Donald Trump did buy Greenland?
He can't. But we will certainly cooperate with the United States. We already do.
How much would you bet that Donald Trump does not buy Greenland?
My fortune.
Your fortune?
I don't want to be American. I don't want to be Dane.
So what do you want to see happen with Greenland?
I think it's natural what's going on. We've been working for self-determination for many years. We have experienced some pressure from the coming president from US, but that should not shock us. That should not shake us in our work and wishes to realize our self-determination. So it's not about Denmark, it's not about the US, it's about Greenland. Our problem is that we are situated geopolitical in the middle of two big superpowers.
Greenland could be looked at as a very vulnerable country, as there's only 57,000 citizens here.
But it doesn't matter how few or how many we are. This is our country, and it has been,
It'll matter how few or how many you are when someone wants to try to invade you or take you with force, that's for sure. That's why it's like, if I was them, I'd be like, of course, I mean, there's bad and good to everything, but I mean, I'm sure they'd much rather have America have it than, than Russia or China.
Taking care of this.
Because they'd much rather be under American control than Russia or China, trust me.
Long before any people could live here.
Yeah.
That's part of our heritage, and we have our rights.
In the past 4 years, the United States has given over $200 billion to countries like Ukraine, Israel, whether that be through military aid or financial aid. $200 billion is a lot of money.
Yeah.
So that goes to show that we have a lot of money. If Donald Trump were to offer you guys $5 billion, and you guys have 57,000 residents here, each resident would get around $100,000. Would you guys become United States citizens for $100,000?
No, I think not. Not me.
What do you think about Donald Trump wanting to buy Greenland?
Yo, this guy just came in the frame all quick. Watch this.
No, I think not. Not me.
What do you think about Donald
He's like, oh yeah, I'll talk to you.
Trump wanting to buy Greenland?
I think it's a joke.
It is interesting as somebody who's from the United States because he did campaign on a lot of things, but he never brought up the idea of buying
100% skipping.
and Greenland or taking over the Panama Canal.
Make sure you guys double tap that screen, man. Show some love and support.
So it's kind of a new idea right now. Why do you think Donald Trump wants to take Greenland?
I think it's only because of the base, Thule base, because he's afraid of somebody's going to use it if they're not.
Would you feel more secure knowing that you have the largest military in the world, that being the United States?
No. I don't want the military in Greenland. We don't have anything to do with war, and we will never have something to do with it.
See, okay, let me tell you something. It's this mindset right here that makes some people just so uneducated. Whether, you know, like, listen to what he just said. Let's listen to it again.
Military in the world, that being the United States?
No. I don't want the military in Greenland. We don't have anything to do with war, and we will never have something to do with it.
See, the thing is you're gonna have something to do with war if Russia wants to take Greenland because of geopolitical reasons, or if China wants to, or if there is no, and we like how you don't know what you're gonna have to be involved with. You don't know what the superpowers are planning. You don't know what the top people in the world are planning, what types of wars, what types of strategies, or anything like that. So it just sounds so stupid and naive to say something like that when in reality, like the best country to probably get that land is the United States.
So are you worried that if Donald Trump does buy Greenland, war could...
He cannot buy Greenland, I'm pretty sure.
And what would happen if the military...
I mean, you could just take it, We were trying to be nice about it, but...
military of the United States did show up here on your shores. What would the reaction be of the Greenlanders?
I think people is going to be afraid because, like I said, Greenland have nothing to do with war, and we will never have something to do with war.
The Prime Minister of Greenland did say he is ready to talk with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Does that concern you at all?
Not at all, because he's only saying it so if they want to expand on the Thule, because it's already written that they can expand and do what they want up there.
I think I seen a video of there was already some sort of deal made, but I can't remember, and I don't want to say anything unless it's factual.
So I'm not afraid of that.
Okay, so you're not afraid, even though your Prime Minister said he's ready to talk?
No, I'm not afraid.
Say the United States offered to buy Greenland for $5 billion. That would give you around $90,000 or upwards of $100,000. Would you become a United States citizen for $100,000?
No, I wouldn't.
How do you feel about the United States wanting to buy Greenland?
It's ridiculous.
And why do you think it's ridiculous?
Because it's not for sale.
What would it take for you to want to become a part of the United States?
Nothing.
And why wouldn't you want to become part of the United States?
Maybe taxes, the healthcare system.
Greenland is very interesting because you guys are in the Arctic Circle and you guys are the largest island in the world, and you guys have the bridge between the United States, Canada, and Russia.
Yeah.
So do you think Donald Trump wants to buy Greenland in preparation if there's a World War III to break out?
Yeah, but the thing is, Greenland is a very peaceful place. I don't think it's fitting to get some weapons imported.
Okay, so that'd be kind of your fear, is that if Donald Trump were to buy Greenland, it might cause some tensions here in Greenland.
Yes, exactly.
What kind of tensions do you think? Can you elaborate on that?
Maybe we get aimed at from other countries.
What do you think about the United States buying Greenland?
No more Danish.
Why do you guys not like the Danish?
Liar.
How do you feel about being bought potentially by the United States?
I don't think we're going to be bought. Times have passed where you could buy other people in other states. You did that 100 years ago, not now.
So Greenland's not for sale?
No, definitely not.
And now that your Prime Minister is ready to talk with Donald Trump, are you worried about the United States?
Oh God, you already know what side this guy leans on.
Buying Greenland?
No, not at all. I'm 68 years old, so I'm not worried.
What do you and the majority of Greenlanders think about Donald Trump?
As a human being, he's a little bit crazy maybe, but he's the most powerful in the world next after Putin and China.
Do you think Vladimir Putin is more powerful than Donald Trump?
No.
So would you say Donald Trump's the most powerful man in the world?
Yeah, U.S. is the most powerful country in the world.
Is Greenland for sale?
No. See, we live here. Trump cannot buy Greenland.
What will you do if he does buy Greenland?
I will ask Trump if he can kayak on his own without help. If he can buy. If he can't, he don't buy.
So if the United
Oh my God.
States were to buy Greenland and you were able to get $20,000, would you do it?
I will not say yes for money. For Greenland or money. I will choose Greenland. We live in Greenland. He cannot buy this.
For $100,000, would you guys sell Greenland? If each citizen of Greenland got $100,000, would you sell your country?
Yes.
But you said Greenland is not for sale, but you'd sell it for $100,000.
Money is money.
Oh my God, these people are funny, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
The world boy will understand.
Do you think it would be better for you guys to become part of the United States versus being part of Denmark?
Of course, there's some benefits to America. We would have way bigger military, and we would be safe from invasions in case of a war or something. If the Third World War comes, I don't know how much it would matter with all the nuclear weapons and stuff, but there would probably be some Russians coming.
Yeah, people always want to talk about the whole nuclear situation. Guys, that's the last thing any country wants to use, right? Like, nuclear weapons is not good for any country. Russia, China, United States, anybody. Like, World War III wouldn't be fought with even boots on the ground necessarily. I mean, some boots on the ground, but it'd be fought with the new technology like AI drones, you know, certain, like it'd just be new technology, new ways of fighting. It wouldn't be like it was in World War II and shit like that. But it'd definitely be more devastating too because of the new technology and the type of damage that different drones can do, and different ways we fight now. It's just it's a lot more devastating in some ways.
Coming from Greenland to go to America and stuff as a vantage point.
Your prime minister did say he's ready to talk with Donald Trump about the situation. What do you think that means?
I think he wants to negotiate in other ways than selling Greenland. We are open to the outside world, but we don't want to sell. We want to negotiate and make money in other ways other than Denmark, in export ways.
Now with the conflicts that are across the world with Ukraine, Russia, China, Russia, and their involvement together.
Guys, make sure you double tap the screen, hit the subscribe button, and show some love and support, y'all.
And Greenland has a pivotal location as far as the trading routes for these ships and for these countries. Can you understand why Donald Trump would want to buy Greenland to protect the United States from Russia?
I really do. We are really we're well placed in the geopolitical meaning. We're placed in the middle of everything with Russia and USA on both sides. And I just think, of course I understand that he wants to buy us through the resources and the geopolitical way.
And China did try to build airports and give loans to Greenland, and they were trying to influence their way here into Greenland as well. Would you guys rather have an influence of China or the United States here?
None, neither. I do think it's a brilliant idea that we do negotiate with other countries, but not in the way of being bought. No one can buy us, and Greenland is for the Greenlanders.
Are you worried about being invaded by the U.S. military, as Donald Trump did say that's not off the record when he did have a press conference the other day?
Of course we are.
I don't want this to sound like a threat, but here there are 57,000 people.
Yeah.
And in the United States, our military is much larger than 57,000 people.
I know, but we are part of Denmark, and Denmark is under NATO. And I'm sure in some way they will support us if it did.
Yeah, but dude, NATO without the US is like cooked. And NATO actually, I in my humble opinion, I'm sure I'm gonna be called an idiot in the chat a lot. Dude, NATO causes the United States more problems than it does benefits. Like, so much more problems. Like, we probably wouldn't have such high tensions with Russia if it wasn't for NATO actions and things like that.
Happened, which I'm sure it won't.
Yeah, I'm not saying I want you guys to be invaded by any means. I don't want that to happen. I'm just throwing that out theoretically and to play devil's advocate with you guys. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting.
Because to me, it's like, there should be no reason why Russia and the United States shouldn't be allies. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if anyone's seen that video that Vladimir Putin released, but he released a video saying that we used to be such good allies when we were fighting next to each other in World War I and World War II, and then things got different when certain things and deals were made, and but Russia and the United States are way better off being allies than they are enemies. And I agree with that. I mean, I don't know what made us such enemies. Can anyone tell me in the chat? I mean, I don't understand what made the United States and Russia such enemies. All right, so apparently Candace Owens got a cease and desist from TPUSA. I don't know if it was Candace that got it or not. If it wasn't, we're going to skip this episode and go to the most recent one. Oh yeah, she did. She did get a recent. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and watch this. I don't know how much longer I'm beyond, but much love to everybody who's in here. Make sure you guys hit the like button, double tap that screen. If double tapping doesn't like the video, then hit the 3 dots on the top right of the screen and hit the like button that way. Also hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We're almost there, so make sure you help me reach my first goal of 10,000 subscribers by hitting the subscribe button and show some love and support. I appreciate everybody in here for showing love and support. If you feel like you want to go farther than hitting the subscribe and like, or you want to get your comment read, send through your super chats. YouTube does take a brutal 30%. I do have a 10 super chat goal up of any color, but YouTube does take a brutal 30%. So go to the pinned link in the comments, www.ko-fi.com/see me now. God bless.
Guys, happy Wednesday and congratulations to me. Congratulations are in order to me. I received my first legal letter of 2026. I would say that it took longer than expected, right? It was 20 days into January, yesterday at least, when I received it. I think that's a record. I'm proud of myself. And it's going to be a legal hump day in general because we need to discuss how I was right about Taylor Swift. I respect her. I think she's a savage. Taylor Swift is a first-class passenger. If the ship is going down, she's going to make it off. She's going to be in that first lifeboat. So poor Justin Baldoni. And lastly, let's stick with pop culture today and discuss Brooklyn Beckham, whose parents are dead to him now over a wedding dance that happened 4 years ago, because I love rich people. I love rich people problems. And today there are apparently a lot of them. So welcome back to Candace.
Bro, no. Don't do it. God damn it, I don't know why that fucking didn't. Oh.
I feel like I should receive an honorary law degree. I feel like I'm an expert now on legal matters. I've learned a lot about legal letters just over the last couple of years, last 3 years maybe. I've definitely learned that there is nothing quite like your first high, right? That first legal letter that you get. I mean, for me, after being sued by a sitting president of a foreign country whose husband would like to strangle me with his large bare hands, any other letter thereafter, it just doesn't do it. Just not the same experience. I'm not excited anymore when Noah calls. I'm sorry, Noah, if you're watching this, I'm very sorry. It's less exciting for me this year. In order to feel what I felt when Trump called me over a first man pretending to be a lady, according to that, or regarding that lady's penis, it's just going to take a lot more, to get me hyped, to get me amped. I would basically have to be sued now by like Vladimir Putin over the Great Schism, seeking literal reparations. We'd have to repair it. Me and Mr. Putin would sit down, hash out the deals with the term Pope, patriarchs, over a millennium-old debate. That would make me get out of bed. But this Turning Point USA, a cease and desist. Is that what we're doing? Is this the chapter that we are on? We're turning the chapter here to lawfare?
So they're sending cease and desist to, I guess, I wonder if I'm going to get, well, I probably won't because I'm not as big as these guys. But so they sent one to Wolves in Finance. They're sending one to Candace. I guarantee you Ian Carroll's going to get one. A couple other people are going to get one. I feel like TPUSA is just going out sad.
This is what's left. You want us to believe this is Charlie's legacy? In the future, Turning Point USA is going to be thought of as the girl that peaked in high school. Free market capitalism, open debate, prove me wrong. Now it's suddenly shut up and serve the new queen. That's what they want, right? So just to recap, our cultural cardinal rule number 1 is that it's gay to send a legal letter. It's very gay. You shouldn't do it, especially if you can just pick up the phone and call someone. People are open to changing their mind, open to being wrong. You just have to call someone. The vibe that sending out legal letter gives the internet in this day and age, it's changed, the vibes are changing, is my daddy is so rich, he can buy the world. I'm so rich. We are so rich. We can buy whatever we want. And so now we're just going to buy you and we're going to make people like us because we can afford it. We can buy social standing. Erica, chairman, CEO, Erica, my girl. Heavy is the head that wears the crown after its rightful owner was deposed. Am I right? Am I right? Now, in terms of the legal letter's content, in case you are wondering, maybe you are assuming that their main point of contention is going to be other things that I've said. Let me actually cut here to Tim Dillon, because Tim Dillon made a joke. Maybe it wasn't really a joke after AmFest, and he insinuated that all they really care about is money. Remember this, what Tim Dillon said?
You feel it. It seems off. You feel like this is a coordinated and choreographed spectacle so that you are played. They want your money. That's what they got mad at Candace about.
Yeah, no, keep playing that. Keep playing that out. I mean, yeah, you could keep playing that if you have it, but yeah.
They got mad at Candace about. They're like, why are you telling people not to give us money? She's also saying you killed the guy. Why are you mad about the money? They're just mad that they're not getting money. They want your money, and they want to be celebrities.
Yeah, that you feel it. To build off of that, you feel it. The money thing matters to them. And I think that after we go through this legal letter, you're going to recognize that indeed it does seem to be the thing that they are number one most concerned about, is writing the allegation that there may be some quote unquote financial impropriety, and they're quoting me, at Turning Point USA. So we obviously broke the story about Charlie establishing a Doge 7 days before he died. And it led a lot of the public to speculate. I would say this was common sense speculation, by the way, that there could have been something that made Charlie do that pertaining to the finances, because Elon Musk did a thing, right? We can go back and remember Elon Musk and Vivek saying they had to get into the government. When Trump was elected, we're going to establish this thing. We're going to look where all this fat is, and this is financial impropriety. Federal government, right? The federal government has not been handling your tax dollars properly. So along comes Charlie. He decides to establish a Doge. And I guess we're supposed to believe that Doge is really about people going in there and going, no, it's so proper. It's so proper, actually, that we want to establish a Doge so we can just audit and see how amazing we are. Charlie wanted to get in there and look through everything because everything was just clean as a whistle. And he wanted to maybe then give that audit report to other organizations so that they could learn how amazing and proper and above board everything was at Turning Point USA. Anyway, let's read the letter. And to give you some needed context before we jump in here, because you're going to go, what are they talking about with payments? Turning Point and I obviously had a long speaking arrangement, a speaking contract, which was still in effect when Charlie was assassinated. We've had a contract to speak going back to 2019, 2020. So obviously, given Charlie's assassination and the direction that my investigation took into what happened on that day, we moved to terminate that agreement, which was supposed to go on for another couple of years. So naturally, to give them credit, because this is a bit different from Wolves in Finance, them going after a YouTuber who has no relationship with them. Naturally, in any contract relation, there is standard NDA agreement that you come to. It's just kind of written in there. You're not going to disparage me. You're not going to defame me. And so they are, broadly speaking, making the allegation here that my investigation into who killed Charlie Kirk is naturally disparaging. And hey, you accepted our money. You took our money for years while Charlie Kirk was alive. So we're executing on this. You're not allowed to disparage us for another 12 months since we canceled that agreement. So the letter reads, and I'm Xing out the beginning parts that just says LLC names and stuff. And I'm also not going to reveal their lawyers' names. I don't think it's necessary. On video calls on December 4th, 2020.
Oh my God. Of Miss Owen's farmers. Oh my God.
This was obviously pertaining to us ending our contract, our termination. We terminated our contract. And December 15th, I requested a retraction of Ms. Owen's farmers' disparaging statements and again provided notice that the injuries caused by her statements are substantial and continuing to accrue. Ms. Owen's farmer has declined to issue a retraction. To the contrary, she has stated that she, quote, doesn't feel any differently about people that she mentioned on the show, and she thinks that there are shady people at Turning Point USA. Yeah, so I guess I didn't know this, but I was supposed...
I'll let this play. I'll be right back.
To, according to them, when we had that meaningful discussion, which I was appreciative that we had this open book discussion. I sat down with Erica and Justin Strife, but that I was supposed to come out and say they're amazing and everybody didn't do nothing. That's it. They're wonderful people. Why would I change my mind because we had a discussion? I came out and I told the truth and things that were answered. And actually what ended up happening was you conceded points to me. Anyways, it goes on. As a consequence, her statements are continuing to cause harm to Turning Point USA. We are currently working to calculate the full extent to date of the still accruing damages. Okay, so someone's with a calculator and they're calculating. I'm wondering if there's a spreadsheet running of the damage that's being done by Turning Point USA themselves. Like Andrew Colvett. If we're going to sue anybody for accruing damages, if I'm running the company, I'd go with Andrew Colvett first. Brian Harpole, that's a lot happened there with that car crash interview. Am I being punished because you lied? And I realized it or something, and somehow we have this contract that we've had for years, and now it's well, you're not allowed to see us do anything bad because remember we paid you. Goes on, in my December 2nd letter, I highlighted Ms. Owens' farmer's ongoing contractual obligation not to make any disparaging, false, misleading, or otherwise defamatory comments about Turning Point USA and or its employees, agents, directors, officers, affiliate programs, or services. See speaking agreement, blah, blah. Owens Farmer freely undertook this obligation in exchange for payment by support from and access to Turning Point USA. Her obligation remains in effect for 12 months following the term of her agreements, which were terminated on December 2nd, 2025. Since that letter, Turning Point USA's executives have repeatedly made themselves available via phone, text, and in-person meetings to provide information and documentation. That's just not true. I mean, I'm speaking to one person at Turning Point USA, and we had that sit down. To Ms. Owens Farmer, in the hopes that providing her with the truth would get her to stop disparaging Turning Point USA in violation of the parties' contracts. Yet, notwithstanding the reminder that my letter provided to Ms. Owens Farmer of her obligations and the good faith efforts made by Turning Point USA's leadership to answer her many questions, she has continued to make statements in violation of her contractual obligations in a manner that is reckless, knowing, and intentional. For example, she has published a list of lies that she attributes to Turning Point USA, and she has stated that there is definitely financial impropriety at the company. Which lie on our Turning Point USA list of lies did they correct? Nothing. They gave an excuse for the lies, and I told the public about the excuse. They said Andrew went rogue. Andrew did this. I don't know why he said that. I don't know why they said that. They have conflicting answers about the drones. Brian Harpole says this. Andrew Colvett says this. Their lawyer says that. So what am I doing wrong by tracking that? Isn't the issue that you lied? Not the issue that the public noticed? There's not a single thing that they cleared up that I then said, oh, okay, I just completely had that wrong on our list of lies. They conceded.
Oh my God, guys, I'm so sorry, but it's the freaking, when it's negative 25 degrees outside, it is so freaking, like, I hate it when I get a certain draft in the house, or like when I'm feeling chilly. I had to grab something to cover up with, guys, sorry. Oh, there we go.
Erica came out and said, Charlie, I had his phone. He never said the night before that he was afraid he was going to die. She said on Glenn Beck. They then get in front of me. They say, okay, yeah, no, he did. I didn't know because it was in a special, app. Yeah, he also messaged Dan Flood. I didn't know because we're not talking to Dan Flood. Okay. What am I missing here? This next sentence sends me. She has claimed.
By the way, I don't know where you guys live. But this is how it's supposed to be up until Sunday, bro. Sunday.
Hey, if you guys want to know what it's like where I live, in Antarctica, just take a gander. Oh, yeah. High -10, low -23. Extreme cold morning until 12 p.m. Sunday, January.
Feels like -28.
January 2025. Yeah, bud. Oh.
Hey. Yeah. That's my feelings right now.
To know that there are people at Turning Point USA who are not good people, and has suggested that Turning Point USA and TV USA Faith have been infiltrated by military operatives. Yes, I do know there are people at Turning Point USA who are not good people. I stand by that. It's the truth.
Yeah, Devil's Lake, good goose hunting, good walleye fishing, and good fishing in general. And good, dude, you should see my yard. I have the most fucking snow in my yard than anyone else in this town. The snow hills are so high in my yard, it is ridiculous.
I specifically said,
dude, school, you know what's crazy? Is that I cannot believe they have school when it is like -30 degrees out. Especially for people who have to travel. I can't believe they have it. I mean, I guess, like -10, cool, whatever. But when it's -25 and the winds are freaking blowing crazy and there's snow, like, they shouldn't have school. Like last Friday, that's why I didn't stream, because I kept my kids home from school because it was terrible outside. It was terrible outside. And I wasn't going to check them out, especially when my youngest daughter has asthma. And so, yeah, I kept them home. And then they've been sick the past couple of days, so I just kept them home anyway. But yeah, it's fucking freezing outside today, bro. Freezing. And I, and this morning before I posted the video, I was like, God damn it. I doxed myself. People know I live in North Dakota, but they don't know where. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, fuck it, I doxed myself. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's going to come out anyway.
Deviant. I stand by that. It's the truth. Turning Point USA Faith, the military. I'm sorry I looked up these people. I'm sorry that Rob McCoy is out there defending somebody who went to prison for molesting kids. The issue is I noticed, again, where is the lie that I have told? Let's see if we're going to get to it. Moreover, it continues, she has accused a Turning Point USA employee of being intentionally evasive in an effort to clear Erica Kirk's name, specifically as to whether Ms. Kirk was at Fort Huachuca in or around an alleged secret meeting that Ms. Owens Farmer has linked to Charlie Kirk's assassination. No, I told the truth. I said that I requested this multiple times over weeks, and each time I was given an excuse. That's just the truth. I was told she was really busy, and then she popped up at a game, and I said, hey, can I get something? And they sent me something that wasn't what I asked for. So that's just the truth. And then said that it was on me last week because I had my son's birthday and family in town. That I was going to send you a screen record of what I actually wanted. And I said, maybe it's because there's a third party there. It's not clear.
Yeah, you guys thought that negative 25 degrees was cold. Imagine when the wind is blowing. Like, I can't remember what the other wind advisory was this last weekend, but it was like 65 mile an hour wind. It was crazy.
But to date, they haven't sent me what I asked for. So I told the truth. In short, Ms. Owens Farmers has not put an end to what she has expressly admitted to be a flood of allegations against people at Turning Point USA, people at Turning Point Action, and people who work for the Charlie Kirk show. Yeah, I'm sorry, Andrew Cole, that sucks. My December 2nd letter, it continues, emphasize that Ms. Owens Farmer must cease her disparaging comments. And this letter reiterates that obligation that includes, in part, ceasing to state or imply that Turning Point USA and or its employees, agents, directors, officers, affiliates, programs, or services played any part in Mr. Kirk's assassination. Ms. Owens Farmer must not state or imply that Turning Point USA and or its employees, agents, directors, officers, affiliates, programs, or services knew about the assassination beforehand, participated in the assassination day of, or covered up the truth about the assassination.
I have a video of Erica Kirk I want to play too here in a minute. I don't know what's going on with our views, guys. Usually every single stream we have hundreds and hundreds of viewers. I mean, anywhere between 100 to 500 viewers every stream. And lately, the past few streams, we just ain't been getting it. I don't know if I'm shadow banned or if something's going on, but you know, I do appreciate the people who are part of the channel, who support me daily, who continue to come in here and like the videos and share and whatever, because it does help us at least get more people in here. So I do appreciate you guys. I just yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on lately.
Assassination after the fact. Okay. That's it. That's the guts of the letter. Now, I've been very clear that there's only one reason, again, kill me for having common sense, that people lie. Why do people lie? Because they're covering something up. There's no other reason to lie, actually. I mean, you could be pathological, I suppose. You could just do it for funsies. But when you consistently tell lies, it's usually because you're covering up something. Even if it's a small lie, my kid tells a little fib, it's because they're covering up something that they don't want you to find out, right? So because...
Yeah, mind you, my kids lie to me all the time. Well, my 3-year-old is 3. She, you know, lies are different with her, but my 6-year-old, she thinks that she can lie to me and she can't. Like, I just know right away. Instantly know. There'll be like a little slip of a smirk, or there'll be a little, I know her lying face, and it's over. There is no lying.
Turning Point USA is lying. It is a totally fair and reasonable assessment that they are engaged in a cover-up. Now, are they protecting one another, their mistakes that they made? Are they trying to protect the organization because they know there are some bad eggs, loyalty to one another because they knew each other, you know, going back a decade, blackmail? Who knows? I can't tell you why, but I can.
Yeah, I don't know. YouTube's weird with the whole notification bell thing. Like, if you sub and you hit the notification bell, it's thank you for the 9.7K subs, man. We just need 300 more subscribers to hit 10K. We are so close. But yeah, with the whole notification bell thing, I don't know. It's weird with everybody. It'll notify. Sometimes it'll notify people right when the live starts. Then other times it'll notify people halfway when the live starts. No idea. But like, usually, like, YouTube's been pushing me in the algorithm like a lot the past, like, I mean, fuck, I'd honestly say, I look at my analytics, I would say the past 6 months I've been pushed really well in the algorithm. And yeah, I mean, usually we have hundreds of people in here, but lately we've only had anywhere from 10 to maybe 100. So I don't know. We're just gonna keep trucking along though, like we did when we were demonetized and everything else like that. It's not about the viewers. It's about the people who do follow me and support me. It's about me showing up every day for you guys. And regardless, we're gonna still continue to grow the channel. It's called hard work and persistency. Even when not every day is gonna be a good day. Not every week's gonna be a good week. Not every month is gonna be a good not every month's gonna be a good month. So we're just gonna keep running it up. It's the same thing like with my LLC, on the side quests that I'm gonna be doing with my LLC, and like around town, the different things I'll be doing with my business. Like, not every month's gonna be a good month. Like, and when you have a business, you're taught that the first year or whatever, you take loss. You take a major loss the first year or so. Which is kind of off topic, but when I'm talking about views, we're so used to being up. When we're down, it's a little bit off-putting, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter. We're gonna get back up there. We've been growing so much that I'm so grateful. So we can take a little bit of a hit, without complaining.
Say that on people's lives because they're engaged in a cover-up, and that is something I'm going to stick by. An opinion I'm going to stick by, actually. So now, regarding the broader point about financial impropriety, which being financially improper is not a crime, right? If you have a charity and
I appreciate you, little bro. I try not to say that, but it just comes out. Sometimes it just comes out, and I can't control it. It is what it is, bro. But much love to you. I appreciate you.
actually only 1 cent out of $1 actually goes to what you say it's going to go to, it's not illegal, right? I'm not saying that's the case for Turning Point USA. We've barely covered their finances, actually. But I think that what they want is your money. So I'll make amends. Everybody watching, give all of your money to Turning Point USA. They are amazing. They are above board. They do nothing wrong. They're not focused on money. They just want yours. If you are watching this, please, if you have a 401k, consider giving that to Turning Point USA. If you're watching this, please, if you're saving up to take your kids to a theme park, instead think about parking that money with Stacey Sheridan and Tyler Boyer.
That's fine.
And Erica Kirk at Turning Point USA. If you got a grandma and she's frail and she's sick, consider rewriting her will. And
Okay, so here, I guess it's not that bad. I mean, 10K views isn't bad. So I mean, three days ago we had 10K views. 4 days ago we had 43,000 views. Then 8 days ago we had 5.8K views. Then 8 days ago as well we had 123,000. Because we usually are into tens of thousands of views each time. Because now before this time, this is when we're really in the algorithm being pushed. 10 days ago, 65,000. 10 days ago, 33,000. 81,000. 63,000. 5.5 thousand. 70,000. 37,000. 46,000. 28,000. 53,000. 134,000. 25,000. 44,000. 20. I'm really always up there in getting views. So I'm just curious as to what is going on with the whole algorithm thing. I don't know, but we're gonna keep going, man. Nothing's gonna stop us.
I think it's Turning Point USA. It will go to a very good cause. There's always a need for more pyrotechnics. If you are trying to pay down your credit card, maybe don't do that, and try to do a monthly payment instead to Turning Point USA. And yeah, nothing they've ever done has been financially improper. It's crazy that anyone would say that. In fact, they are the most proper organization in the world. Israel's the most moral army in the world, and Turning Point USA is the most financially proper organization in the world. And if you want to know how proper they are, they're setting around they got a legal team to ensure that good things are said about the finances, which I think I've covered on this show like a couple of times. The thrust of this is looking into the people that are taking over Turning Point USA, their background.
Yeah, 100%, Hugh. That's what and that's usually the average I have in every live is about 200, 300 people watching. I mean, I did a live on my phone a few nights ago and I had like 600, 700 people watching. I usually always have a lot of people watching. I usually always hit the algorithm really well. So that's why I can't help but question, why views are so low sometimes. Which, it's fine because we're still going to grow regardless, and it's not going to be like this forever. Obviously we'll be pushed again and things like that. I mean, I just, one thing I wonder is if they don't rotate creators, they try and push into algorithms, or if I'm titling things wrong, but I like to think that I've also gotten very good at titling things and doing my hashtags and doing my stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll figure it out though. It's not the end of the world. And I also love having the people that, support me every day and that come watch me every day, that are subscribed and that are a part of the family. I love also just having streams where it's just us, so it's not a big deal.
And I'm going to continue to be honest about that. I said to my lawyer, here's what we're actually going to do with Turning Point. What do you do? How do you reply to this, right? Could they make a thing out of this? Because technically you do have that non-disparagement clause. You have it for 12 months since the contract was officially terminated. Yeah, there's also things known in contract law as unforeseeable circumstances when you sign an agreement. And when I signed an agreement to go on tour with Charlie Kirk, I think it would be fair to argue that his assassination, his public assassination, was an unforeseeable circumstance. In fact, I signed on the dotted line to work beside Charlie Kirk because he built a company that I believed in, okay? And now everything that company seems to be about runs counter to my belief. In fact, there are strong contractual arguments to be made about unconscionable clauses. I would say it would be unconscionable for me to choose silence in the wake of Charlie Kirk's public assassination. It is unconscionable. I actually don't need a judge to decide on that. I don't need a judge to decide on that because the ultimate judge is in heaven. And I told you guys that you'd have better luck from keeping the sun rising into the sky than to try to keep me from investigating Charlie Kirk's assassination. In other words, Turning Point USA, you'd have better luck suing the Sun. Get your lawyer to send a cease and desist to the Sun, and you will have better luck in terms of getting.
I don't know, Hugh. People could have reported me, but I check my stuff every day, especially my monetization stuff. And when it comes to reporting me, I really don't know why I would be reported or how I would be reported because, let's see here. Like how I would be recorded or reported or why. Because I usually don't pay attention to the chat anymore. Like I literally just don't talk to the chat unless someone super chats because of that reason. Because people want to, like, you know, maybe try and sit here and, you know, talk crap about whatever, or, you know, get me to notice they're trolling, and then so I don't do that. I just do the whole if you want to get your chat read, super chat, you know what I mean? And then that's what I've been doing, because then at least someone's super chatting a question or something like that. Is easier for me to talk to and, you know, whatnot. But that's how I got demonetized the first time, was a bunch of people reporting me. But I just don't think, I mean, usually when you report somebody, YouTube does a overview of what you reported, and it comes back on, you know, they'll like say your report was found to be invalid. And I haven't gotten anything from YouTube saying that I've been reported and that it was valid or anything like that. So, you know, I'm just curious. I think that there are times where I just, you know, have low views, and there are times where I have high, and that happens to every channel. But, you know, because when I look at my YouTube, or like when I look at my dashboard and I look at, you know, like say my monetization stuff, I'm fine, because I check my monetization stuff every day, you know. So and after every single upload, I also check my monetization stuff to make sure that I don't have any copyright stuff. So I mean, I don't know. And then some videos too where I think maybe I'm too edgy, or I'm, you know, whatever, I do delete the stream, you know, because I don't want to go against YouTube guidelines. I also want to, you know, stay true to my people and be a good streamer. So I don't know. I try to catch you every day. Hit that like when I come in. I'm Betty, and the weather has people busy. Start with the kids. Catch up with you later. Keep on keeping it real. I appreciate you, little bro. Much love to you. And usually too, like, yeah, like today I went live at around noon. I usually go live at 9 in the morning. And if you look at my live, like, if you look at my like channel activity and when people most watch me, it's mostly in the morning around the times I go live, because I've created my own algorithm in a sense. And then also, like, you know, if I go live at night, sometimes too, I have a lot of people watching me because I've been getting good at doing titles and stuff like that. But it is what it is. We'll get to the bottom of it, and it'll get better. I'm not too worried about it. We're still growing, we're still doing great, so I'm not too worried about it.
Getting it to stop than from getting me to look away to what happened to Charlie. That's how I feel. Okay, and you can just take that as a fact, take it to the bank, do what you have to do, get your donors, and I'm sure you got a lot of them to fund, whatever it is. But I told my lawyer, here's what you do: go back to them and say, how much money do you want? This contract stuff is just, it's done, guys. This whole thing of contracting people so that you can be a bad person and getting a lawyer to remonetize, it's done. It's over. It's dead on arrival. Name your price, Turning Point USA. How much would you like? Would you like all of your money back? What's it worth? What's it worth to you, actually? I want to know the number because I'm going to go online, start a GoFundMe, and raise it overnight. That's how much people care about getting to the truth. So you're going to see how much people actually care about learning what happened on September 10th. There are things that you should value above money in life. My God is not money. Okay, I don't worship money. I do worship truth. And I would like to know truthfully what took place on September 10th. And if I have a platform, which is not my platform, actually it's God's platform, if I have a platform and I can get to the truth of that, I'm gonna use it for those purposes. So just name your price. How much money do you want in your pocket to release me from this contract? Think about it and email us back. We'll be right back after a break. All right, you guys, thanks to you, last year, Preborn helped rescue over 80,000 babies, and today you can help save even more. Every single day, thousands of women hear the same devastating lie, that abortion is their only option, that they're alone, and that there's no hope. But everything changes the moment a mother in crisis wife.com.
Yeah, so I think after this is some bullcrap
world
content
that Tim Dillon was discussing, the way that these people behave, lawsuits that they think allow them to be a bad person. And then he says, I made that BITCH famous. I made that, is that she was on her way to the apartment, but while she was on the way. All right, you guys, Arizona, you should know, is an at-will.
All right, so we're going to go on to the most recent Candace stream, see what's up. Make sure you guys double tap that screen, hit share. And like I said, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at everything. And everything's in good standing with my channel. So it just says temporary issues with video processing and playback in Asia/Pacific. But that's not me. So, but I mean, when you type me in, I mean, I guess I've had other people type me in and they find me, but you have to type in certain things too, like see me now. I mean, that could be titles of things. You have to type in see me now 701 and then you'll find me. But yeah. Yeah, we're running it up no matter what, man. We've been having such exponential growth on this channel and like just growing the community so much, and I'm just been so blessed to even make a few $100 a month or what. It's not even all about the money, but you guys get what I mean. So I'm so blessed. I'm not worried about it. We're gonna continue to go up and keep running it up, man. And that's why I really, to stop people from reporting me and stuff like that. That's why I really don't read the chats unless you super chat. That's why I have this copy and paste thing that I put out. Because it's like, if I get into all the chats and get into the trolls and then I let the trolls win, then they end up reporting me. Then it's on some bullshit, so it is what it is, man. I usually don't read chats anymore unless it's a super chat, just off that simple fact of trying to keep my own integrity and keep my own channel, doing pretty good.
Employment state, what that means is that employers can fire you for any reason at all. It's not illegal for them to do so, but the question is it immoral?
Wait, what'd she just say? I have a very good topic about this, actually. What'd she say?
You should know is an at-will employment state. What that means is that employers can fire you for any reason at all.
You want to know what North Dakota is? It's one of those states. You want to know why I got fired from one of the jobs I worked at when my son passed away? For taking a week off. When your son passes away, a lot of parents would probably take a month off. Maybe a month and a half, maybe even more, because it's hard. I kept in touch with my bosses the whole time. They even gave me $100 in a gift card or like in a I'm sorry card. And then I showed up from work and they fired me because I took a week off without contacting them throughout the week. Like, bro, my son just died and they fired me. And there was nothing I could do about it. You want to talk about wrongful termination? Yeah.
Not illegal for them to do so, but the question is Is it immoral for them to do so after the company rakes in $250 million off the back of its founder's assassination, and employees are working overtime to help make that happen? I'll let you guys decide because the stories that are coming out right now.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Stacy. Trust me, my blood was boiling too. It's like, it is what it is.
I would say threatened financially. And I want to be clear, it wasn't just by Jewish donors, but also by Christian Zionist donors. What is Christian Zionism? We're all wondering. We're having that conversation now as a society. Like, what does this actually mean? It doesn't feel too Christian. It kind of feels like here is how Christians better behave and act. And we're going to try to package it in a Bible verse. You know, that's how it's starting to feel to me. And I think a lot of people, well, this is not going to
we're not going to go shopping. Sorry.
Let's just back up. In July, we know that's when things went sideways for Charlie Kirk, right? He stepped out of line because he hosted Tucker Carlson at their SAS event in July.
Nah, bro, because I literally woke up, my son passed away. I called my boss, said I'm not going to be making it in. And I'm probably not going to be making it in for the next week or two, maybe 3, because I have to deal with funerals and all this other stuff. And they were like totally okay with it. They even told me to come by the store so I could pick up a I'm sorry card. And they ended up firing me when I returned back to work, which I only took a week off. Like, name a parent who loses a kid and takes only a week off of work. Yeah. Slumberland Furniture. Fuck you.
And I want to be clear here. If we're just asking ourselves the question, what exactly did Tucker do or say that was so controversial? Nothing at all. He asked reasonable questions, questions that were on everybody's mind, questions about Jeffrey Epstein. That's pretty fair to open that conversation. He asked about why it seems he's somehow protected, where his money came from. He asked about Israeli blackmail operations. Tucker, for being clear here, what Tucker did was he was honest. Take a listen.
How does a guy go from being a math teacher at the Dalton School in the late 70s with no college degree to having multiple airplanes, a private island, and the largest residential house in Manhattan? Where did all the money come from? And no one has ever gotten to the bottom of that because no one has ever tried. And moreover, it's extremely obvious to anyone who watches that this guy had direct connections to a foreign government. Now, no one's allowed to say that that foreign government is Israel because we have been somehow cowed into thinking that that's naughty. There is nothing wrong with saying that. There is nothing hateful about saying that. There's nothing anti-Semitic about saying. There's nothing even anti-Israel about saying that. I've spent my entire life pretty much in Washington, where I knew and loved a number of people, including one very close person who worked at CIA. That has never prohibited me from saying, I think the CIA has done some horrible things, murdered a bunch of people, participated in the murder of a sitting US president. It's got a whole trail of crimes. That doesn't make me a disloyal American. It doesn't make me anti-American in any sense. I was born here. My family's been here for hundreds of years. I love this country. That's why I live here. So criticizing the behavior of a government agency does not make you a hater. It makes you a free person. It makes you a citizen. You're allowed to do that because you're not a slave. You're a citizen. And you have a right to expect that your government will not act against your interests, and you have a right to demand that foreign governments not be allowed to act against your interests. That's not creepy. It shouldn't be forbidden, and yet all of us have trained ourselves to believe that you can't say that somehow, that that's like too naughty and forbidden, and the effect of making that off limits.
No, guys, I know I was muted. I'm talking to my daughter. She was, she's getting herself in trouble over there.
Limits has been to create a lot of resentment, and I'll say it, hate online, where people feel like they can't just say, like, what the hell is this? You have the former Israeli prime minister living in your house. You have had all this contact with the foreign government. Were you working on behalf of Mossad? Were you running a blackmail operation on behalf of a foreign government?
Oh, Tucker, but it is forbidden. You look out in an audience, they're cheering, they agree with you because it makes sense. But Tucker, to some people in this society, if we're being honest, they do view us as slaves. They've given us the illusion of freedom. They gave Charlie the illusion of freedom. Yeah, Charlie, go out there. Fight for free markets and capitalism. This is your company. This is your organization. You built this. You were young. You didn't get into West Point. And you built this because you care about free markets and capitalism. And of course, free speech. And then when Charlie started prodding the narrative about Israel, suddenly he realized he wasn't a free man. He wasn't a free man at all. And he wasn't even free to invite who he wanted to invite to speak on his stage. You know, I showed you guys that text thread. I could show you more, where Charlie was saying that he's thinking that he wants to invite Candace. Well, also, I can confirm to you today that on September 9th, amongst a smaller pool of TPUSA employees, Charlie sent a text saying, the day before he died, that he wanted to invite me to AmFest. Yeah, no, that wasn't allowed to happen because the Tucker speech wasn't allowed to happen. That speech was disobedient to Israel's aims. I'm going to now read you an unhinged text message that Charlie received, this time from a female Christian donor, Zionist, of course. And as I read this, I want you to keep in mind that this information, once again,
Miriam Adelson. I'm going to call it now. It was Miriam Adelson.
is being shared to you from me, not from Charlie's closest friends over at Turning Point USA, who purport to care about what happened to him, purport to want the truth to get out, except not when it comes to the pressure that Charlie was under in the months leading up to his assassination, pressure that was coming from donors. These people, in fact, wouldn't dare utter a bad word about Israel. Tons to say about Candace Owens. They're not going to send any legal letters over to anybody that is pro-Israel. Yeah, it seems that that's the way, right? Not for a single second do they want to betray the Israel narrative. Israel as a friend and ally, not just the United States, but of course to Charlie Kirk until the very end. Now, I'm letting you know that I have copy and pasted this message and sent it to my team and sent it back because I want to make sure that where and who this message came from is not obvious. But this is a real message. Andrew Kovac can confirm it's real. Eric Kirk can confirm it's real that Charlie Kirk received this. Let's read this, okay? All of the people that trusted you, Jews and Christians, including me, why would you platform anti-Semites like Candace and Tucker? There are many evangelical Christian Zionists who would never give these people the opportunity to spew their hatred. I'm one of them. You say people are accusing you of being an anti-Semite. Because you disagree with the Israeli government. Well, what is it exactly that you disagree with? You threatened Jews and Christians with your 30 million followers. Are you kidding? Be very careful, Charlie. You are in violation of the 9th commandment by bearing false witness against your brother Judah. When was the last time you
Then guess what? It's brain time.
read your Bible, Charlie? I'm coming to you as a believer. Genesis 12:3.
Brain time.
Obadiah and many more prophets warn that those who curse Israel will be cursed. Your TPUSA Tampa event was a disaster. Michelle Bachmann was booed, and about 10% walked out on her when she talked about standing with Israel. You brag about how you convinced all these young voters to vote for Trump, but you can't convince them to stand with our Jewish brethren. This is not a joke, Charlie. I'm coming to you as a sister in faith. You have accomplished so much by the hand of the Almighty, but he is going to lift his hand from you. Don't fall for Tucker, Candace, and the rest. The Jews are under attack. God warns us in the last days that he will wipe out the descendants of Edom because they stood by while their brothers, Jacob, Israel, was held in captivity and did nothing. Don't be counted among the Edomites. It will be to your peril, as well as the unfinished work God was going to do through you. But it's in a Bible verse, so he should be like chill with that. No, he wasn't chill with that. He did feel threatened by that. That feels like you're pretending to be a Christian, but you have specific marching orders, and you don't think there's a single reason why Charlie could reasonably critique what Israel is doing after what's been done in Gaza. They've effectively have turned Gaza into a parking lot, and this is how you come at him over Tucker's speech? Tucker's totally reasonable speech, speaking about Jeffrey Epstein. Hey, he harms children. And he's being protected because he did that on behalf of Israel. He did that for Israel. A blackmail operation for Israel. Everybody knows that, including Gen Z. And you're telling Charlie it's his job to convince Gen Z, like he's a psychological operation, that that's okay? That what Jeffrey Epstein did is fine? Because he has to stand with Judah. He has to look at what happened. And he's got to flip to Genesis and understand that even when they are behaving murderously, even when they are harming children, he better figure out how to support them and how to lie to people about how he feels about what they're doing. That's really something. It's really something, again, that you are hearing this from me. It is becoming increasingly difficult to imagine how Turning Point is not naming and shaming these people. I give them an opportunity here. Why don't you come on and say who sent Charlie that message? You won't. You won't. Of course you won't. You're lining up employees and firing them for literally no reason. We have proof of that later. Before we get to that proof and that video, I want to let you guys know that we received a very interesting tip, which unfortunately means that our established column that we built on our Excel sheet about, I don't know, everywhere that we investigate, there seems to be this theme regarding adults that have been accused credibly, or people that have gone to prison for and actually have been tried and found guilty of sexual contact with minors, right? That list we have built out for you. Well, this time it grows, and it is in relation to, though she was not her directly, Lori Francevy, Erica's mom. Lori Francevy and Larry Ginta. That Larry, Lawrence Guinta, is Erica's stepfather. And
Dude, she just looks evil. I'm sorry, but she does.
And they have a repeat business partner, a repeat business couple, Shirley and Lyle Reams, meaning they form businesses with these people. Now, Lyle Reams ostensibly is Native American, a part of the, and excuse me if I'm saying this wrong, Tohono O'odham Nation. Back in 1998, Lyle Reams was tried and indicted. He was indicted for sexual conduct with a minor under the age of 15. He was about 41 at the time, and we can show you this. You can look at this case. You can scroll through to understand what happened. The case made its way through the court system for a year and a half, during which time the young victim even gave a victim impact statement before the case was dismissed without prejudice in 1999. Without prejudice means that the victim has a right to bring about the charges.
All right, guys, I'm going to timestamp this and then finish this video later. I'm having troubles with my Streamlabs and stuff. So I'm going to end the stream, and I'm going to see if I can't update some stuff and fix some stuff. So much love to everybody being in here. Pumpkin, Stacy, Skippy, everybody else, Hugh. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to see if I can't fix some stuff with this whole lagging that's going on.